In New York City, you can buy a massive handmade Chinese rice roll for $3.50. Walk a few blocks away, and you can drop $1,000 on a single live seafood feast. Navigating this ecosystem is chaotic. You are constantly bombarded by 500 different countries' worth of cuisine, crammed into a single hyper-dense grid. This raises a practical question. At what exact price point does a meal stop actually tasting better and start merely costing more? We are going to strip away the viral social media hype and look at New York City dining strictly as an investment of your time and capital. To do that, we have to understand the concept of diminishing culinary returns. This line graph maps the price of a meal against its actual flavor value. The value climbs sharply early on, but flatlines completely as the price stretches toward $1,000. Moving horizontally along this curve doesn't guarantee a better tasting plate of food. Instead, it changes the dining category, from heritage techniques to fusion aesthetics, and finally to pure spectacle. Thinking in terms of this curve provides a framework for separating the inherent cost of ingredients from the markup of the experience itself, ensuring your budget aligns with your desired outcome. We start at the bottom left of the curve in Tier 1, the heritage baseline. This is the realm of the $5 street dog and the $3 basement dumpling. The required input here is effort. You have to do heavy local research, navigate confusing subway lines or abandoned mall basements, and forfeit any expectation of traditional restaurant hospitality. Finding these spots requires piercing through dense visual noise. You are looking for vendors who cater exclusively to locals and neighborhood workers. The payoff for that effort is immense. You get maximum cultural authenticity, cooking techniques refined over decades, and portion sizes that dwarf the actual dollar amount. To keep their overhead low, these baseline locations build their menus around heavy carbohydrates, fats, and high-volume sales, rather than serving premium proteins. The flavor generated here comes entirely from repetition. Vendors spend years working a single flat-top grill, mastering the exact timing needed to extract every ounce of taste from incredibly basic ingredients. Ironically, some of these low-overhead carts operate on premium real estate, fighting for space on the steps of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Holding these prime locations means legacy vendors spend half their time battling illegal competition and navigating a maze of city regulations. In Tier 1, you are directly trading your physical comfort, your patience, and your time in exchange for the absolute highest flavor return on your dollar. As we move up the curve into the $40 and $50 range, we hit Tier 2, the Fusion Premium. The input here changes drastically. You are paying a 400% markup to fund conceptual novelty, cultural mashups, and heavily engineered aesthetics. This tier produces highly creative combinations, like taking a traditional Peking duck and stuffing it into a pizza dough hot dog bun, or piling slow-simmered Colombian beef over crispy fried plantains. The driving force of this market is visual indulgence. These meals are designed to look incredible on a smartphone camera. But that visual priority introduces a significant trade-off: flavor confusion. Vendors often import high-end ingredients, like cured Iberico ham from Spain, only to bury them under heavy layers of cilantro mayo, excessive cheese, or deep-fry batter. The nuance of the premium ingredient is lost in the noise. Ultimately, the premium price in Tier 2 pays for visual novelty and a unique concept. You are funding the aesthetic, often at the expense of refined culinary balance. At the far right of the curve sits Tier 3, the luxury spectacle. Here, prices gap up aggressively, ranging from a $112 hot dog to an $800 king crab. Your input is a massive financial expenditure, and in return, you buy exclusivity and tableside theatrics. This schematic shows exactly how that capital is allocated, providing access to hyper-rare, live imported seafood, broken down into multi-course preparations derived entirely from a single animal. However, you have to separate authentic luxury, like fresh live imports and highly skilled culinary labor, from what is essentially stunt food. Stunt food relies on taking low-brow formats, like a hot dog, and piling on luxury signifiers like foie gras, truffle oil, and 23-karat gold flakes, strictly to break a price record. These high-fat stunt ingredients unbalance the baseline dish. The meal becomes overly rich, aggressively heavy, and physically difficult to consume. This balancing scale illustrates the economic reality of the luxury tier. The money isn't scaling the taste, it is scaling the status. Arbitrary gimmicks and the pursuit of world records distort the price-to-flavor ratio beyond recognition. Past the $100 mark, the returns on pure taste diminish severely. Your check is primarily funding the restaurant's rent, the specialized labor, and the exclusivity of the story you get to tell. The raw math of New York City dining is clear. The absolute peak of the pure flavor-to-dollar curve in NYC sits firmly in that $5 to $15 bracket. This decision matrix structures your itinerary. Culinary optimizers stick to Tier 1 legacy carts, avoiding viral hype. Experience hunters embrace Tier 2's shareable aesthetics, stopping before extreme markups. Luxury chasers must route their budget into fresh, live imports, avoiding gold leaf stunt food. This city offers a massive, interconnected landscape of options that can successfully cater to all three of these approaches. In the world's most dense culinary ecosystem, the best bite isn't defined by the price tag. It is defined by knowing exactly what kind of experience you are paying for before you ever take out your wallet.